Hey you guys, it's Madeline, and I am back much sooner than I had anticipated being because Insys really just threw Three Houses units at us only a week after the Mythic Sophist banner. It was literally on the calendar, but I managed to be distracted by the summer celebration and forget it was happening until I got the notification for the announcement video. And speaking of the summer celebration, I'd say it's pretty much justified to give us a new banner this soon, with how many free orbs we have at our disposal from both the summer quests and then the new quests for the month of August. I mean, I was able to get back up to how many orbs I had before I summoned on the Mythic Sophist banner, and I haven't even gotten all of the available orbs yet. It is pretty great, all the free stuff Faye is giving us for pretty much no reason, but at the same time, this banner is a little bit of a mess. I know lots of people are annoyed that Dedue didn't make it into this one, because Hubert and Hilda are kind of Edelgard and Claude's respective right hands, so it would only make sense for Dedue to be here as well. And I also really expected Dorothea to be on one of the first Three Houses banners, because of how popular she is. I feel like Intelligent Systems wanted to include two characters from the Black Eagles because it's the most popular house, but they didn't want to do two mages, so they left Dorothea out in favor of Petra, and then they wanted to go with the theme of three house leaders' closest companions, but once they arrived at the idea of putting two men on a new banner, their collective brain, short-circuited, and they decided they needed to give us Mercedes, wearing a very loose-fitting skirt that somehow still manages to be vacuum-sealed to her crotch instead. Like I said in my last video, I played through the Blue Lions route first, so Mercedes has a very big place in my heart with the rest of those kids, but I honestly just don't want to pull for her when the artist bent over backwards just to ensure maximum sexualization of an outfit that wasn't at all sexualized in the source material. I feel like this whole banner is kind of a perfect example of how much Insys is trying to make this app for the straight male gaze, that they not only once again do a 3-to-1 ratio of women to men, but also Mercedes' artist just took her school design, which, without being revealing or sexualized, is one of the more fashionable ones in my opinion, and found a way to just only draw attention to her vag. And that's not to say the artist isn't talented. I like literally every part of the art except for the extremely defined crotch, and this same artist apparently does art for Grand Blue Fantasy, which is really very pretty from what I've seen of it. It's unfortunately just a trademark of the genre to draw women in this hypersexualized way, and I realize that. I just have to grouse about it a bit. Plus, after the stat spread data mines came out for this banner, I wouldn't be surprised if Mercedes gets demoted to 4-star anyway. So if that happens, I can still bring her home someday to ease any guilt I have about not pulling for a character I really do love a lot, just because her art is disappointing to me. So instead, I'm going for Hilda today. I'm still pre-time skip in my Golden Deer playthrough right now, and I've liked Hilda a lot. Even in my Blue Lions playthrough, she was always one of the characters not in my house who I found most interesting, and she's also pretty freaking strong in Heroes, so I'm gonna try and get her. I've already gone through the Forging Bonds event for all of the free summon tickets, so in total that's 5 free summons, which will hopefully help me knock this banner out pretty quick. So let's get started. Okay, only one green, but it's free, so who cares? One of the things that really draws me to Hilda is her hero relic. It's so interesting. It's definitely one of the cooler looking ones, in my opinion. It reminds me of, a fan, which makes me think of, Georgian-era upper-class society in, fan language, which are things that I just find endlessly exciting. And I kind of like the juxtaposition of how people acted in those times versus how Hilda would act if she was among those people, because she definitely has this upright, kind of Maribel-esque aura to her, but at the same time she's not at all upright, and she's very much lazy and impolite. It's more about she's used to this lifestyle, but she doesn't subscribe to every single part of it, and if she was in Georgian era upper class society, she would definitely hand a lot of people's asses to them. Hawkeye. I feel like in any media there's a character that just kind of doesn't fit in. Nobody ever really talks about them. They're just kind of there. And I feel like Fire Emblem Heroes' version of that is Hawkeye. I never see anyone using him. He's kind of an outsider as far as character goes among the others that we have in this app. I'm sure there are others definitely like that, but I can't really think of any other than Hawkeye. It's just every time I see him, I'm like, they really put you into this game, huh? Whereas Barter's the complete opposite. You might think he'd be an outcast, but he's loved across the land. Plus his wife and daughter are both here as well. Okay, so no greens. I guess I'll pull on a colorless because Mercedes would be my next pick. And that's mainly because I haven't gone through Black Eagles yet, so they don't really have any place in my heart really yet. I recruited Dorothea into my Blue Lions team, but that was kind of it. And Soth is fun to get because he has life and death, which is very useful. So I'm going to back out of here. I was at, I think around, okay, no green again, but I was at around 62 hours, I think, when I finished my Blue Lions playthrough, and I kind of had to take a couple days after finishing it to just, like, chill and be away from the Blue Lions, because I tried to start another playthrough immediately after finishing Blue Lions, and as soon as Dimitri appeared on the screen for the first time, I just lost my mind thinking about leaving those kids. It's kind of silly, but I guess it's a testimonial to the writer's efforts that I cared enough about those characters that it would be hard for me to leave them. This is looking good. This is 4 green stones. I could just knock it out right here, get her immediately, and then end this video like 10 minutes in. Or I could get Arthur. I've talked about this before, but Arthur is like one of the unfortunate Heroes characters. I remember being mad when the game first came out because I had voted for Ileana in the initial vote for which characters we wanted, like, in the game. And she was, I think, right... Oh, yes! That's awesome! Okay. That's the quickest that I've gotten anything that I wanted. That's very exciting. Killer. Okay, so let's check her out. So she's got minus HP and not plus attack, which is what she wants. That's what a lot of units want, but it's really what Hilda wants, to just be a monster. And then, okay, plus speed is kind of unnecessary. Her Hero's Relic and her slot A skill are overkill already. She can double pretty much anything with how much speed that gets her. So it's not really necessary, but I guess I'll take minus HP over getting a minus attack Hilda. But there's 2 other greens here. I figure I might as well just do the rest of the circle. But I'll start with the colorless in case Mercedes wants to come home. One of the funniest things about Three Houses to me is how none of the characters can decide how they want to pronounce Mercedes. There's definitely a very thin line between the realm of still saying something that sounds like Mercedes and then leaning into Mercedes. So there's lots of Mercedes and stuff like that. They're trying to still say Mercedes, but their brain wants to say Mercedes. It's very funny to me. I'd like to make a compilation of all of the characters saying it. And it's Hawkeye again. He heard me talking shit. Okay, last one. Oh my god, okay, he really heard me talking shit. Jesus Christ. That teaches me to never talk about a character I don't want in this game ever again, because After what happened with Hot Spring Sakura, I should have learned my lesson, but now I have 3 extra Hawkeyes that I don't want. But on the plus side, I have Hilda with her cute little fan axe. My big thing is that cool girls should get cool axes. So this turned out to be one of the shortest summoning sessions ever, but I guess I riffed about Mercedes and her vacuum seal crotch long enough at the beginning that it probably padded this video anyway. And it's probably for the best because, spoilers, if you somehow have managed to avoid who the legendary hero for August is, Julia is coming later this month, and I preach about genealogy of the Holy War characters being in this game enough that even though she's not Sigurd, who is who I would want, I'm very happy to see a Jugdrawl unit, and I will probably have to try and bring her home. I don't really plan to go for the Choose Your Legends units. I wanted to talk about that more, but this video is already over. Just in general, the characters that win Choose Your Legends are never really ones that I feel like I need to have. But the alts that the Choose Your Legends units got this year are really very fun. Camilla especially. Queen of Nor is just very dear to my heart. I'm really happy that they did that for her. And seeing Micaiah in Senri Kita's art style again had me extremely emo. But in general, I don't feel like I absolutely need to have any of the Choose Your Legends units. So I probably won't be pulling on that, but you can probably bet that I'm going to summon for Legendary Julia. In any case, I hope if you guys are playing Three Houses, you're having a great time with it. I hope if you summoned on this banner, you had even better luck than I did. You should tell me in the comments how you fared and who you pulled, and if you're planning on summoning on the Choose Your Legends banner, which is coming up very soon. Until then, I will see you guys later. If you liked this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and you should absolutely ravage that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me. Until next time, I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a great day. Be well.